What's up, guys? It's Lucas. We are back with another episode of our 60 journey. This video is going to be a little difficult. I can already feel and tell that the camera's crooked. Oh, it's live and uncensored, guys. This video is going to be a little difficult. So, what does it mean to be forceful? You know, I think that there's many different ways to look at the word force, okay? For one person, it is showing up and not leaving their door, okay? Blatant forcefulness. Someone wants to leave the house and you take their keys, forcing them to stay home. You know, these are obvious things. What about subtle force? What about chasing a need to have a talk? What if it's just through text, through the phone, through a letter, but over and over and over again? I would also consider that forceful. You know, sometimes people, they feel a need to step back from a situation because they don't know how they're moving. They're not sure what it is they want, how they want to react, what it is that they need to learn. They take a step back in an attempt to sort out the energy. Okay? Today what happened, a woman calls in. She cheated on her husband 10 years ago because he was on drugs, right? There's always an excuse as to why they do it. I'm like, well, you still did it. He hasn't forgiven her. And since that cheating, he's cheated on her multiple times. And she's pissed and upset because he's cheating on her. Now he's with a woman. And the energy now with this relationship is they don't trust each other. There's no communication anymore. They don't trust each other. The man leaves the house. They're married. I think they're still married. And there's a daughter involved. Well, the daughter's having all this emotional upset. And the woman is forcing her daughter onto the man. Now this is where it gets really complicated because I totally understand the situation. The mom's trying to do what's best for her kid, get energy into the child's life with the father, but the father has stepped away right now. He is overwhelmed by everything that's happening. He's trying to step away. He's seeing another woman, which of course doesn't like her. And here's the thing. The man has stepped away. We don't know why. We don't know how long, but he has chosen to step away. And in the process of him stepping away, the mother is now forcing all this energy onto the dad about the daughter, okay? Well, the woman he's seeing now is basically called the cops saying that she's harassing them, that she won't leave them alone, blah, 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 blah. And I come out with it and I said, well, the first message I'm getting is that you're being too forceful. You're forcing yourself onto someone. Well, tell my daughter, it doesn't matter. You're forcing yourself onto them, and I get it. I totally understand because we want what's best for our child. We want to help them out. But when you force yourself onto someone and they now take legal action against you, you have to step back. And I'm bringing up being forceful today because my message here so often is that communication is key, and beyond the fact that communication is so key, I think what's also important is that we have to remember that sometimes stepping back and just letting it unfold is so important because everything happens for a reason. You know, maybe there needs to be a separation between you and the man, between the daughter and the husband, the daughter and father. Maybe there's a separation there for a reason. You know, I grew up not feeling close to my father. He always felt far away. Even when I was there, it felt emotionally far away, and for years I would talk and talk and talk and talk, and I was psychically forcing an energy of something I wanted, and something I wanted to manifest and create. And it wasn't until, 28, 30 years of my life that I started realizing, by not having that intense connection, I ended up developing a better sense of self, of who I was. I found also to not have a need to have the approval of others, to make my own choices. And that was my silver lining. And when I asked the woman, do you believe everything happens for a reason? She goes, no. I was like, okay, so she's not a positive thinker. She's not an optimist. She is someone who finds pessimism. And that energy is welcome. It has its place in the world. She probably calls it realism. Almost anytime you recognize a pessimist and go, so you're a little pessimistic, huh? They go, oh no, I'm a realist. I see things as they are. And I'm like, okay. That's great. I'm glad that you're a realist. My cat really wants to say hi. She won't let me go. Say hi, Athena. You want to say hi to the camera? Are you a pretty girl? And my point is, everything does happen for a reason. And there is a silver lining if we find it. But the point is, today, there's no need to be forceful in relationships. If you're having to force someone to stay with you out of guilt, obligation, duty, personal needs above everyone else's, that's a big thing, personal needs above everyone else's, then that relationship is not in resonance. It's not chiming to the divine bells of creation. It's us stepping in as humans and going, you know what, my priorities and my needs are way more important than yours, and I'm going to get what I want. That energy doesn't help you grow. It doesn't help you see life lessons. It does lead to anger, fear, aggression, depression, sadness, hate, frustration, disappointment. It leads to all those things, totally. And I'm still swallowing the energy of that call, because it is important to make the right choices to help you move forward, but not at the expense of harming someone else, or at the expense of, this is a legal thing. Like, she's being accused of harassment. Like, if you're talking that much that you're being accused of harassment, take a step back. Like, your daughter is going to be okay for a few months. You're going to be okay for a few months. Step away. Step away. And that energy is what's going to create better solutions later. It's what will create harmony for everyone later. Sometimes it's by us stepping back from being forceful and allowing things to unfold that makes people go, wow, maybe she really wasn't as forceful as I thought she was. Prove them wrong. Prove them wrong. That's the message. It's kind of a sad message today. So I realize I have more to say. We've transitioned a little bit into this energy of into okay. So I have something else about forcing. Anytime we're forcing ourselves onto someone, whether it be, the TV. And we're back. Anytime that we're forcing ourselves onto someone, it usually is in an attempt, an effort to prove that multiple things. That either A, we're right, and they're wrong. We need to change their viewpoint. B, that we're worthy of their love. We're worthy of their time, their energy. C, there's something about them that needs to be fixed. That they need to see how right, again, number one, that we are about how we view them and how they need to become something else. We're changing things that are out of alignment with our own self-deserving viewpoint of our energy. And it's like, that energy right there could probably change so many people's lives if they would just realize that you do not need to prove yourself to anyone. As soon as we find ourselves proving and having to put in deposits as an investment, hoping, not knowing, hoping that it'll come out, step away and let them go. I think the biggest part that most people face is that we are afraid to be in the dark alone. That we would rather have a glimpse of a candle that might turn into a fire than just accept the darkness. Step out of the light go inside, become a black hole, absorb all of your own light, look at it and go, wait a minute, I'm deserving of love. I'm deserving of someone who communicates with me. I'm deserving of someone who tells me every single day how precious I am and how wonderfully made I am and how I am perfect inside of my own essence. And if you have someone who doesn't talk that way to you and you're trying to force your way in for whatever reason, it's a huge sign to step away and to leave it in the past where it belongs. We're meant to grow beyond those relationships, not grow into them. The shoe should already fit. You know, and there's all these little things that are popping in my head. It's like, you know, we do certain things. There are certain parents, and this happened to me once, and I know this is really random, but for some reason it's coming up right now, that will buy you a pair of shoes that are too big so you can grow into them. And then you get there, and now they're too small, and you wait until you've worn them out, so you can go buy another pair of big shoes to grow into them, to grow out of them. And I know it costs more money to actually buy what fits, but that's how we're supposed to do it. It causes trauma to the feet when you wear shoes that are too big or too small. It causes trauma. And it's like, it's these little bitty seeds that people plant. It's like when you give your child a full plate of food, and when they reach that point of being full, making them clean their plate because a clean plate is a happy plate, and forcing them to overindulge. It's these little seeds that I don't think people realize they put inside people that maybe aren't related to what it is right now directly, but that seed of I need to over, I need to under, I need to buy too big, too small, I need to wear it out till it's thin. No. If it ain't working right now, get rid of it. I was trying to tell a woman earlier, you know, in relationships are like houses. Okay, we build from the ground up. We build a foundation, we go into the first floor, second floor, third floor. If you're on the third floor, fourth floor, and all of a sudden you realize, man, this doesn't work right now. Okay. Have a discussion. Talk about it. Work it out. See if there's an agreement that can be made. But if it's shoddy at the bottom, if the earth underneath you is sinking as you're making the foundation and you know that foundation is not right, why build on top of it? Right? It's such a obvious like analogy of building houses, but that's what relationships are. We're building houses with someone. We're building a home with them. And if it ain't working at the ground, it ain't gonna work at the top. We'll just ignore the foundation and keep building this beautiful, massive mansion only to have it fall down when 6 stories are built. All because we wouldn't walk away from an energy that we know and discerned we didn't deserve. Know what works for you. Know who you are. Know your requirements. Know what things, what people, what places are compatible with you. And if they're not compatible in the beginning, graciously, lovingly, say thank you. I'm so glad you showed up to remind me of who I am so that I can move forward into the future with what I know I need. Okay, here we are, bye. But I've really enjoyed this channel. This channel's awesome. I've really enjoyed taking all of my experiences, both through my own life, my friends' life, my family's lives, the callers, and again, I'm not saying anyone's names, it's not like I'm breaking confidentiality here. It's just a situation. It's a situation. And that's how books are written, right? So, in the meantime, subscribe. Check it out, guys. Thank you.